Hello everyone, I am Dr. Somalika and I am practicing as a senior consultant neonatologist and pediatrician at Cloudnine Hospital, Kailash Colony, New Delhi. So again, a very relevant topic I would like to discuss in the current times. So we are all aware how unhealthy most of the processed and packaged foods in our country is. So it's a very good idea to start reading labels before you offer any kind of food to your child, especially if you're getting them off the counter or the shelf. Why is it important? Because we now have ample studies to show us that for the first 2 to 3 years of life, babies' palates are setting for long-term nutrition. So if a child is exposed to a lot of sugary foods in the initial days, not only is it extremely detrimental to the developing tooth of the child and has a propensity to cause tooth decay, and sugar causes a sugar rush, hyperactivity in the child. Subsequently, child craves sugary foods later in life, which sets the child up for unhealthy food choices throughout life and leads to long-term obesity, dyslipidemia, hypercholesterolemia. And we all know that India is already poised at an epidemic of diabetes. So we are one of the countries with one of the highest number of diabetics globally. So it's a high time that we teach our children and train ourselves to make healthier choices when it comes to foods, and these choices begin right at birth when we start weaning our babies. So between the ages of 6 months to 1 year, most pediatricians would tell you, when you are opting for complementary foods for your child, when you start your child on solids, to not use added sugar, refined sugar or salt in your child's diet. So again, Indian diet is very high in sodium. So we anyways tend to consume much higher sodium content as compared to diet elsewhere. So homemade dietary choices are always better. Sodium is much higher in the food label or packaged foods that we opt for. And again, if a child is exposed to a lot of sodium, especially in the initial years, the extra sodium becomes a load on the developing kidneys, especially in the first year of life. And secondly, again, it risks, so beyond 2 years of life, children who continue to consume higher levels of sodium have been shown to have earlier incidences of hypertension, etc. So again, over the years, we have seen that in India, we have much higher incidences of cardiac events and hypertension at a much earlier age, maybe even a decade earlier as compared to the Western counterparts. So it is again a high time that we try opting for healthy food choices. So reading the food labels empowers us to understand how much of added sugar we are offering to our children. Ideally, in the younger ages, the lesser the better. We should have zero added sugar, at least till the first 2 years of life. B, how much of sodium are we giving our children? Third is whether there are any additional preservatives or dyes. So certain dyes like the red dye, commonly used in red colored foods or brown colored foods. So these food additives or colorants again have an association with ADHD and several other developmental behavioral aspects in children, and are actually banned in several countries across the world, including several countries of the European Union, some in certain parts of Canada, certain parts of US. So once we start reading labels and make healthy choices, we can protect our children from the detrimental effects of these foods and also set them up for making healthy choices for themselves as they continue to grow later in life.